Richard took the shot glass out of Robert's hand and threw it out the window.
Steven Spielberg, I find quite confused in his recollection of me.
It got ugly. It got ugly.
Few directors in modern cinema command the reverence and admiration of Steven Spielberg. His ability to craft both critically acclaimed and commercially successful films has solidified his place as one of Hollywood's most influential figures. However, even the most celebrated directors encounter turbulence along the way. Over the years, Spielberg has faced his share of creative disagreements. These episodes shed light on the complex nature of collaboration in the film industry, where artistic vision, personal temperament, and professional expectations sometimes collide. The set of Hook was one of Spielberg's more challenging productions. The film, which reimagined the story of Peter Pan, was met with mixed reviews upon release, but has since become a cult favorite.
Finally, I'm going to kill Peter Pan, that cocky boy who cut off my hand and fed it to the crocodile!
However, what unfolded behind the scenes has long been the subject of industry lore. Julia Roberts, then at the height of her fame following Pretty Woman, was cast as Tinker Bell, a role that required a significant amount of work with green screens and CGI, a relatively novel experience at the time. Reports from the set suggest that Roberts struggled with the technical demands of the role and was perceived by some as difficult to work with. Crew members allegedly nicknamed her Tinkerhell, a moniker that has followed her ever since. Spielberg himself has alluded to tensions with Roberts, saying in later interviews, "It was an unfortunate time for us to be working together." The director has never worked with her again, and his diplomatic phrasing suggests a professional experience he has no wish to repeat. Roberts, for her part, has spoken about the situation with a mix of regret and frustration.
I never had moments, trouble, sorrow, reflection, anything on the set of Hook. There's no doubt in my mind.
It was a hard lesson to learn, she admitted in an interview years later. I was going through a really difficult time in my life, and I felt completely unsupported. It was like the people I thought would have my back didn't. Though she has since distanced herself from the Tinkerhell reputation, it remains an anecdote that lingers in Hollywood memory.
I find him to be, unfortunately, not as good at remembering the time that we spent together as I am.
Adding to the complexity was the atmosphere on set, which was already fraught due to the film's ambitious production.
May I show you something? Will you let go of me just 1 second?
Release him.
Thank you. May I show you this?
Will you shut him up?
I'll float off.
Spielberg, renowned for his ability to handle large-scale projects, found himself contending with a cast of high-profile actors, each bringing their own pressures and expectations. While Dustin Hoffman and Robin Williams reportedly had a smooth working relationship with the director, Roberts' experience was a stark contrast. Some sources have suggested that the film's lengthy shoot, combined with Roberts' personal struggles, created an environment where tension was inevitable. Long before Hook, Spielberg faced another difficult on-set dynamic with Robert Shaw during the production of Jaws. The film's legendary status is well known, but the conditions under which it was made were fraught with technical and interpersonal challenges.
Shaw would say, "Look at you, Dreyfus. You eat and you drink and you're fat and you're sloppy. Your age, it's criminal. Why, you couldn't even do 10 good push-ups."
Shaw, a seasoned stage and screen actor known for his intensity, played the grizzled shark hunter Quint. However, his relationship with co-star Richard Dreyfuss, who portrayed marine biologist Hooper, was anything but smooth. Shaw, a heavy drinker, frequently taunted Dreyfuss, a young and relatively new actor at the time. The tension between them became so notable that Spielberg later described it as the Great Shaw-Dreyfuss Feud.
I think the beginning of the great Dreyfuss-Shaw feud.
According to accounts from those on set, Shaw's jabs at Dreyfuss were relentless. On one occasion, he reportedly challenged Dreyfuss to perform a dangerous stunt involving a boat, knowing full well the younger actor would refuse. It was like he was testing him, Spielberg recalled in an interview.
Robert would basically humiliate Richard into taking a chance. For instance, Robert would say, "I'll give you $100 if you climb to the top of the mast on the Orca and jump off into the water."
Robert was old school. He thought Richard was a little too green, and he wanted to remind him of that. Dreyfuss, however, has since downplayed the animosity, suggesting it was more theatrical than personal. Robert was tough, but I think he also liked to stir the pot.
You got city hands, Mr. Hooper. Counting money all your life.
All right. Hey, I don't need this. I don't need this working class hero crap.
He was an enormous personality, and he radiated it. And in private, he was the kindest, gentlest, funniest guy you ever met.
He wasn't just picking on me, he was making the film more real by making us feel what our characters felt. Spielberg's handling of the situation was delicate, navigating between the clashing personalities while ensuring the film's completion. Given Jaws' eventual success, one could argue that the real-life friction added an extra layer of authenticity to the character's uneasy dynamic on screen. Beyond the Shaw-Dreyfus conflict, Spielberg also had to contend with the sheer difficulty of making the film itself. The mechanical shark, famously named Bruce, was notoriously unreliable, causing delays and frustrations. Many of the actors, including Shaw, became increasingly impatient with the prolonged shoot.
Your husband's all right, Mrs. Brody. He's fishing. He just got a couple of stripers. We'll bring him in for dinner. We won't be long. We haven't seen anything yet. Order out.
Shaw, ever the consummate professional, delivered his now iconic USS Indianapolis monologue in one take.
Didn't see the first shark for about half an hour. Tiger, 13-footer, you know that when you're in the water, Chief.
A moment that has gone down as one of cinema's great performances. But behind the scenes, his unpredictable behavior and clashes with both Spielberg and Dreyfus kept tensions simmering. While Spielberg's on-set tensions with Roberts and Shaw were about creative and professional clashes, his reported rift with Robert Duvall stemmed from political differences. Duvall, one of Hollywood's most respected actors, has never worked with Spielberg directly, but he made headlines when he allegedly declared he would never collaborate with DreamWorks, the production company Spielberg co-founded. The reason? Spielberg's visit to Cuba and his meeting with Fidel Castro. "I just don't get it," Duvall was quoted as saying. "How could someone like Spielberg, who makes films about democracy and freedom, sit down with a dictator like that?"
80% asshole, 20% a good guy. The next day it may reverse itself. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I haven't just played Western. One of my favorite parts I've ever played is when I played Joseph Stalin.
While Spielberg has never directly addressed Duvall's comments, the incident highlights how political and ideological differences can influence professional decisions in Hollywood. Duvall's stance is emblematic of a broader debate within the film industry, where political affiliations and personal beliefs often intersect with professional choices. Hollywood has long been a place where political stances can impact career trajectories, and Spielberg's decision to visit Cuba was always likely to stir strong opinions. While many in the industry remain neutral, Duvall's outspoken criticism ensured that the episode remained a talking point long after the visit itself. Despite these well-documented clashes, Spielberg remains one of the most revered directors in the industry.
And then I became just one more victim of this tremendous drug called cinema. And I was no longer in a theater.
If anything, these disputes serve as a reminder that filmmaking is a deeply collaborative process, and even the most successful directors must contend with strong personalities and unforeseen tensions. What unites these incidents is the intersection of art and ego, where creative ambition, personal struggles, and professional expectations collide. For Spielberg, a director who has worked with some of the biggest stars in history,
And I met him at a party at Andrea Eastman's house, and I was sitting here talking to him saying, I can't find this leading man, you know. Here I am saying I can't find this guy to play Brody. It's terrible. I looked at all these actors, and you know, most of them want $1 million. We're not going to spend $1 million, and the other ones aren't interesting enough. What am I going to do? And I suddenly said, hey, what are you doing this summer? it was really that fast, you know, and it just dawned on me that Roy would be right for the part.
These moments are mere footnotes in a career defined by storytelling genius. Yet they also serve as a fascinating glimpse into the reality of Hollywood, a place where even legends must navigate the occasional storm to create cinematic history.